right, we're back, folks. Finally, after 4 months to talk some Walking Dead. That's right, we're here now for episode 9. No Other Way. This episode was fantastic. I got so much to talk about. And as always, you've never checked out any of my Walking Dead reviews. They're spoiler free because I want you to enjoy them in the same capacity that I enjoyed it. And you know how The Walking Dead is. There's a ton of surprises. There's ups, there's downs. There's moments you're going to laugh. There's moments you may cry. You get all of that. I don't want you to be spoiled going into it because I want you to come back into the comments after you've seen it and let me know your thoughts about it. But let's jump into it right now. And this episode literally starts off where the end of episode 8 did. So after 4 months, it's almost as if we have never missed a beat. And it's in the midst of all the action. The fireworks are all going all over the place. As we know, the whole thing with the Reapers, with Leah leading the charge, with Carver behind her. And then in Alexandria, you got this massive rainstorm going on there. And there's a fire that they're trying to deal with. And then you got some of the best parts of this episode, which focuses on the flood in the basement with Gracie and Judith. It is super intense. It is beyond. I'm always uncomfortable when it comes to Judith. I mean, besides Daryl, we must protect Judith at all costs. And this was so intense that I had to look away a few times because it was so freaking scary. All the things that she had to endure while being down there in that flooded basement. But it was shot beautifully. I thought the cinematography was really good. I thought the walkers, they, especially the ones that was kind of submerged underwater, they look really cool as well too. So a lot was done well in this 4x4 basement scene that they were shooting. But Aaron, folks, let's talk about Aaron a little bit. Aaron went completely apeshit in this episode. And it's so cool, but also, like, I was just wowed by his tactics this entire episode. And I think we're truly seeing this transformation of Aaron really becoming to, like, this more sinister person. Like, he's more, he used to be more reserved. Now he's, like, more forward with things. And I love it. I absolutely love it. And, man, he has some good kills in this. That's all I gotta say. You wait till you see how he uses his arm in this. It's really, really cool. There is a hallway fight scene that involves I'm not gonna tell you everybody it involves, but I will say that Maggie's in it and Elijah in it. And I'm super disappointed with Elijah. This is why I had to tell you who was in it. Because when Elijah was introduced as this masked character, his technique, his style, I thought he was about to be a walking killing machine. And in this hallway scene, which, ever since we got so many cool hallway scenes, whether it's on a big screen or on television like Daredevil or Atomic Blonde, anytime you see a scene being set up in this fashion, you start to think like, oh, this could get really good, especially anybody who's a big martial arts fan. You're like, you start to see the recipes laid out there, and you starting to mix it up. You're like, I see the cake coming from this. I have to say that I'm a little disappointed in Elijah in terms of his martial arts skills. I literally thought he was going to just be a walking fighting killing machine, and it has not been that. And I do understand that he's handicapped, both physically and mentally. And when I say mentally, it's because he's still on the chase of his sister and getting justice behind this. So like that's really crippling how he's seeing things nowadays. And I get that, but I thought he was just going to be on this deadly walking weapon thing, and that's what I was looking for. But Negan, on the other hand, ding dong, baby. That's all I got to say for that. Now, listen, another character that I was a big fan of in the comments, but wasn't truly a fan on the series, has been Gabriel. But I have to say, Gabriel has truly become a badass, and he is starting to creep up in the ranks for some of my favorite characters. And he has one of the best moments in his episode. Super duper cool. So cool. I can watch it back over and over. It was so cool. But now, you got this whole Negan and Maggie thing that's really been boiling up this entire season 11 since Maggie returned. And it's always interesting when the two of them share the screen together, because you never know what you're going to get. But I have to tell you, at this point, where I thought all of the badass scenes were done, you know, we got all the cool moments we're gonna get from this episode. No way did they say, look, hold my beer, I got something for you. The score has been fantastic this entire episode, but when this one track drops, Maggie goes nuts. She goes nuts. It's legit one of the best things I've seen in a Walking Dead series, period. Maggie goes nuts. And it's crazy because of how it's shot. Negan's in like the background. Negan's watching Maggie, and Negan clearly sees himself in Maggie at this point. And it is just how it's shot and everything is just bananas. And I gotta say, like, listen, Negan knows himself better than anybody else. So when Negan sees himself in somebody else, you know, he understands what's happening, what's going on there. And look, some decisions have to be made here, because like just seeing how that all plays out is so cool, so cool. One of the biggest cliffhangers coming from, you know, the break here on episode 8 was Aiden. And you know, Maggie's goal was always to get back to him after he was severely injured, and we do determine his fate in this episode, whether he lives or whether he dies. That's what you have to wait and find out. But you do know that no matter what, that is Maggie's clear motivation as to getting back to Aiden. And everybody wants Aiden, and the fans as well too. So we do determine what's the fate with Aiden, which I'm not going to discuss because that's, you know, a critical point. That's not the lead to saying that he's dead or not to say that he's alive, but you have to see how it happens and how it plays out, because it is something, you know. It's a big plot critical point that we all were looking forward to and coming back for this break. But I gotta say, there was a lot of good moments in this episode as well. Judith, you know, every time Judith is with Daryl, it's something special. And I don't know if I ever heard Judith call Daryl Uncle Daryl, but she did in this episode, and it gave me all of the emotions. Of course, anything with Daryl and Carol special. And there's just a lot of good moments. There is some heartbreak, but there's a lot of good moments as well too. So a lot of up and down in true Walking Dead fashion, which is a fantastic episode, you know. But with all that being said, you know, this episode really gets us back into things in terms of the drama, in terms of getting reacclimated with our beloved characters after 4 months. And the production was good, the score was good, the action was good, everything was good. And then the Commonwealth appears. And then there's a time jump, and oh my God. And that's all I have for you today on my review of episode 9. I will say that this episode was dedicated to the late Stephen Campbell, who was the director of photography of The Walking Dead for 7 seasons. So that was really cool for them to give him that at the end of this episode. But yeah, this episode is nuts. This is a no-brainer. If you're a Walking Dead fan, you already know what time it is. You check this out, you will absolutely be mind blown of the events that take place in this episode. It is crazy. It is crazy. It is crazy. And I have to say, bringing up the Commonwealth is not even a spoiler, because if you've seen the preview for this episode, you know at some point they're going to appear. But I'm telling you, in the fashion of how they do, just wait. But yeah, folks, that'll do it for the review, and I'll see you back for episode 10 review very soon.